Hi there, Jack Hodgins, welcome back to the channel. I'm actually talking about the Phantom Vision Plus. I've had a question come up about the binding of the remote controllers. People were having problems binding their remote controller where they're upgrading to existing one. But I wanted to cover a few things that have just come to light basically, and I wanted to check this out because I had an issue with binding and I found out the reason why I was having the same problem. And this is my Phantom 2 Vision Plus. Remember, this is about the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, not the Phantom 2 or the Phantom 1. It's just slightly different. This is my old one that I crashed and broke the gimbal. Apart from that, it flies okay. It's still an operating camera Phantom. And I got a very old controller, which is the original one that came with this, which has no gimbal wheel, and it has no slide at the back there. So it's all designed on the app. So I've got that one. I've got the upgraded version from here, which has got the new gimbal wheel on the side there. So we've got that one to look at, and we also got this one here, which is another one. It's got no gimbal on there, but does have the wheel at the back here. Now, when I was binding these, I actually found there was an actual typical issue with binding them. This one I bound fine. This one was okay. This one, don't know. When I looked at the binding on that, I looked at the back of the label, and on the back of the label it does say working frequency 2.4 gigahertz. So basically, I know the Phantom Vision 2 Pluses operate on 5 gigahertz. So this reason why it's not binding. So check on your back of your controller to check the frequency range. So it says 2.4 there on your remote controller. That's why it's not compatible. That's why it doesn't bind. So I know this binds to a Phantom 2 Vision, sorry, Phantom 2, which runs the GoPro. It had a Zebius gimbal GoPro underneath. They're 2.4 gigahertz. So that doesn't work. I just checked both of these because I know these both really work. Just to confirm, output frequency on there 5.7 gigahertz. So that's okay. And again, same on this one. It says on the back of the label here 5.7 gigahertz. That's a good one too. So they're the ones that will work with Phantom 2 Vision Pluses. 2.4, no. Another thing, if you're still having problems, there's another thing. It could be these haven't been firmwared. I don't remember firmwaring the remote controllers, and again, I'm not 100% sure if there are firmwares for the remote controllers. I remember firmwaring this Phantom 2 Vision. I think this is running on an older version of the firmware because it hasn't been currently upgraded to 3.14, which is the current version, which I think. So I'll have a check in a sec. We'll log it onto the computer and have a check. But these do work with these. It's a very simple process. So just take me through. Power on your Phantom. So make sure there's no. Take your blades off. Push, click one and hold. Power's on. Turn her upside down. Now, if you got the back facing you, and you turn it upside down, to the left is the hole that you push down. So get a long screwdriver, push down. So when it's actually on, it should be flashing red at you. Flash red at you. Okay. Let me actually show you. I'll just put it on. Okay, so she's on. So at the bottom there, you can see it's actually flashing. Well, it's a bit like it's actually flashing red at you. Okay. Oh, get it right angle, right? So if we now push down, all we do is press and hold it for a few seconds till it changes colour. It goes from a red colour, and my one goes from a red colour to sort of a reddish orangey colour. So if I look there, you can see it's a reddish orange colour. Now if I turn on, so make sure when you do this, your controllers are switched off. So if I take this controller here, just power it on, watch the light change. It's off, which basically tells you it's bound. Then to test the theory, all we'll do is push the controls down in the centre, powers up, so it's spinning. And you can hear as well. Put that back in the middle, powered off. She works. That's how simple and easy it is to bind your remote controller. So if you do have two remote controllers on your bench like I do, make sure they're both off and just turn one on and they're bound to it. Same with that one, you do exactly the same thing. Push the button to the orangey colour, put your controller on, and it just goes off. If it's still staying on, but it's not changing, then obviously there is a particular issue with the remote controls. So it could be firmware, it could be it's just not working properly. Who knows? It's difficult. Don't seem to have any issues with these, and there's been binding issues in the past, but they've been sorted out quite easily. It's always a firmware fix tends to do it, or when you hard reset. but I know some of you guys out there had done hard resets, still having the same issue. So just recap, check the frequency, make sure it's 5.7 gigahertz. If that is, it should bind all right. If it's 2.4, because I know these did, when I remember ordering my upgrade, it did give you a choice of this controller in a 2.4 frequency or 5.7 gigahertz frequency. So there are 2.4 versions of these around. So I would double make sure that is a 5.7 for your Phantom 2 Vision Plus. If not, that's the reason why. But anyway, we'll have a look at the software and we'll see what versions these actually run on and see if there is a firmware version for the remote controllers. So let's check this out. First of all, we're going to look at the Phantom and see what version the Phantom is currently at. I know we bound the remote controllers, which seem to work fine, but we wanted to check to see. Oh, let's skip this. Close it. So I meant to start the Phantom up first. Pound the Phantom, make sure the controllers are switched off. Make sure you don't have your blades on safety. So load up the P2, load straight in there. And you can tell it's communicating with the P2 because your light's flickering at the bottom here. See, this is the old firmware version 3.12, so it hasn't been firmware to 3.14. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to firmware this to 3.14, hoping that's what you guys are actually on, and then we'll compare the see if the binding is still working fine with the remote controllers. Then we'll look at the remote controllers in a sec. So let's do an upgrade. Yes, here we go. Got a full battery on this one, so should be able to get through this upgrade. And there's those horrible bleeping noises, saying the upgrade is now going through. Shouldn't take too long. It's a bit noisy. Almost there. It's going to make another funny noise too. Okay, now power cycle off. She does want a power cycle off. So pull the battery. Go. And then we push the battery in. This is strange, looking at it, the battery didn't ever turn itself off, so it's got a bit confused on the battery. So that might be just now. I'll try and we'll power it off again, and I'll make sure she does power off. Yeah, she does power off, so that's fine. Let's get it back on, so she's upgraded fine. So as you boot up, you can see all the updates have gone through, and it shows you firmware version currently is and what you can upgrade to. So obviously looking at those, that are all updates date as it should be. And as you can see, the Phantom 2 Vision Plus is a 5.8 gigahertz. So make sure your remote controller is a 5.8 gigahertz, because the 2.4 won't work or talk to it at all. So that's everything on there. There's no upgrades, tools, everything should be as it should be. Yeah, it looks all good. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to plug in the remote controller to see if there's a firmware version for that as well. So let's power off the Phantom, unplug. Should we just move and we'll just bring out the first controller, which is the very first one I got with my Phantom 2 Vision Plus, because I don't ever remember adding a firmware or doing a firmware upgrade with it. So power the remote control, double click on the RC, and this is the remote. So we tell it's in communication because blue light's flickering, which means it's in communication with the remote controller. If I move the sticks about, you can see them moving on the screen, so that it's definitely talking and stuff. So this is very basic. This is sort of like the calibration bit and stuff on the front here. And this is where you can change the frequency rates. FCC will get you going above, I think 700 feet, I think. Well, it's beyond 400 feet anyway, and the EC is a lot lower. I found that when I got up to about 300 feet, it would lose signal. So I used to sort of click mine onto FCC, and it was fine. So this is just as a tip. Yeah, here I think it's got, yeah, it shows the firmware version here. Firmware version loaded is 1.2.225 gigahertz, and it's saying there's no updates on the controller here, so we're fine. Load hardware, yeah, so there's no firmware with that. So let's plug the other one in and see if this actually does the same. So turn that off, unplug. Let's put the new one in, which has got the gimbal wheel on it. So this is the one I purchased to upgrade to. Switch on. And again, it's flickering. Just move the controls. Yep, they're working fine. So we know that's the right one. Again, firmware version is exactly the same. 1.2 0. They're actually the same version as the old one, so they haven't done any firmware updates on these remote controllers at all. So we're good to go on that one. So now what we'll do is we'll check, see if we can rebind these back, see if the firmware makes any difference, because I was running on 3.2.12, gone to 3.14, and we'll just bind them to see if there was any issues with that. So let's do that next. Right, these are all now, this is now 3.14, so we know it's definitely 3.44. So let's retry binding these again, just to see if it's not a firmware problem. So we power this one up, make sure these are actually switched off. Does that nicely. Then we press the little switch in the bottom. Now she's flashing the orangey colour, so we can see that properly. Okay, so we'll now put the first one on this one here, which has got the no gimbal wheel. So as you can see, it's sort of flashing an orangey ready colour. On she goes, and she's out. So that's bound. So we tested it by motors fire up. Perfect. Okay. Right, now we turn her off again. So we know that one works fine, so it's definitely not firmware an issue there. So now we try one with the gimbal wheel on it. Okay, so again, power up the Phantom. Push the button, as you see it's flashing. It's hard to see because it keeps, flashing red on that side there. So we push the button, go to an orangey colour. Yeah, orange colour, as you can see there. And then we'll switch on the controller. Watch the colour change. Gone, it's out. It's bound. We can test that by in the middle. Hey, flex, and then down. Turns her off. So we know possibility it's not the firmware on the Phantom. We're now on 3.14. We did this first test on 3.12, so that's now charged. So anything we can come to, if you've got a problem, it could be the actual remote controller is on 2.4 gigahertz. So check that out. If it is showing 5.8 gigahertz on your controller, it's still not binding up. You can't get it bound up. Then if you're in the UK, you can send it to me. We can test that on my old Phantom to see if it binds up. This is Phantom 2 Vision Plus version 1, not the version 2. I don't have the version 2 or version 3. I don't have that one to hand to be able to fully test it with anyway, but far as it works now. But it's just an insight to give you an idea what could be causing a problem, why the controller's not binding properly. So give that a go. If not, please remember to subscribe, like, and comment below to let me know if this actually fixed your issue. So it's not going to fix everybody's issue. So again, make sure it's a Phantom 2 Vision Plus, and you've got the new remote controller, and it is on a 5.8 gigahertz frequency. Okay, because Phantom 2 Vision Plus doesn't run on anything higher than below that, basically. So so give that a go again. Comment below, let me know if it actually fixed your issue, and if not, let me know, and I'll see what else I can come up with that could be possibilities you could try out. And then see if that actually helps. So thanks for watching, guys, and thanks to all the new subscribers. Cheers.